Before solitude becomes a prison, it can become your greatest teacher. It is the mirror that reveals who you are when no one is watching, when the noise fades and only truth remains. Most people fear that silence, but the Stoics saw it as sacred, because in stillness the soul is tested, and in testing it is strengthened. Welcome to Stoic Inspire, where ancient philosophy meets modern life, where we turn reflection into power and solitude into mastery. Today, we explore 7 Stoic truths that can transform loneliness into clarity, discipline, and inner peace. Each one is a reminder that your strength was never lost. It was only waiting for silence to reveal it. Lesson 1. Craving connection instead of building inner strength. One of the greatest traps of solitude is the hunger to fill it. The mind, uneasy in silence, begins reaching for noise, endless scrolling, shallow conversations, constant validation. We mistake activity for connection and comfort for peace. But the Stoics warned us, what we chase outwardly, we often lack inwardly. Epictetus said, "Don't wish for events to happen as you want them. Wish for them to happen as they do, and you will live in peace." When you stop resisting solitude, it stops resisting you, because solitude was never your enemy, your avoidance was. The craving for attention is not proof that you need others. It is proof that you haven't yet learned to stand in your own presence. When you stop begging the world to notice you and begin noticing yourself, something extraordinary happens. You no longer depend on noise to feel alive. A Stoic does not chase distraction. He learns to sit in stillness until stillness becomes strength. In that silence, you discover that peace was never found in company. It was forged in the quiet acceptance of your own being. Lesson 2. Neglecting daily discipline. Freedom without discipline quickly becomes chaos. When you live alone, no one tells you to rise early, to stay focused, or to keep your word. And that is both your greatest danger and your greatest opportunity. Seneca reminded us, discipline is the mother of all virtues. Because discipline isn't restriction, it's structure. It's the invisible order that turns empty time into sacred practice. A man without discipline becomes a servant to his moods. He eats when he is restless, scrolls when he is bored, and sleeps when he is lost. Days blur into nights, and slowly his potential fades into the background of his own excuses. But a disciplined person transforms solitude into a forge. Every morning becomes a moment of choice, to rule the self or to be ruled by it. Waking early, training the body, reading, writing, reflecting, these are not chores. They are quiet acts of rebellion against weakness. Discipline is not punishment. It is the art of alignment, of living by design, not by impulse. And when you master it, solitude stops being heavy. It becomes holy. Lesson 3. Fearing silence instead of embracing it. Most people fear silence. They call it loneliness because they've never learned to listen to what it reveals. In a world addicted to noise, stillness feels like punishment. But for the Stoic, it is the beginning of wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of yourself. It is the mirror that shows you every hidden thought, every weakness, every truth you've been avoiding. That is why most run from it. They drown their discomfort in distraction, scrolling endlessly, talking constantly, doing anything to avoid facing what's inside. But the Stoic turns toward the silence. He knows that discomfort is the gate to self-mastery. When you learn to sit with your own thoughts, without judgment, without fear, you begin to see clearly. The noise of the world fades, and the voice of reason grows louder. In silence, you are no longer lost in the crowd. You are reunited with your essence. The man who befriends silence becomes unshakable, because once you learn peace within, no storm outside can disturb you. Lesson 4. Ignoring physical self-care. You cannot build a strong mind inside a weak body. The Stoics understood that wisdom lives not only in thought, but in the rhythm of breath, movement, and discipline. To neglect the body is to abandon the vessel that carries the soul. Seneca warned, "No man is sound of soul without sound of body." Yet many drift into habits that corrode their strength. Sleepless nights, careless eating, endless idleness. They call it rest, but it is decay. They confuse comfort with care, not realizing that the body mirrors the mind. Weak routines create weak thoughts. Physical training is not vanity. It is the daily reminder that mastery requires effort. Every repetition, every drop of sweat is a conversation with the self, a promise that you will not surrender to comfort. When you train, you are not sculpting muscle for admiration. You are building resilience for the storms of life. Food, rest, movement. These are not luxuries. They are the foundations of clarity and calm. When you respect your body, you strengthen your discipline. When you strengthen your discipline, you elevate your spirit. A Stoic honors both mind and body, knowing they are one. Because when your body becomes steady, your thoughts follow, still, sharp, and unshakable. Lesson 5. Living trapped in the past. Solitude can be a mirror, but for many it becomes a cage. Alone with their thoughts, they replay old mistakes, betrayals, and regrets. Scenes that exist only in memory, yet still control the present. They believe they are reflecting, but in truth they are bleeding into the past. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The past cannot harm you, unless you keep breathing life into it. Every time you revisit an old wound, you sharpen the blade that cut you. Every time you relive your failures, you hand them power over your future. A Stoic does not deny the past. He studies it, learns from it, then releases it. Forgiveness, both for yourself and others, is not weakness. It is strength in its purest form. Because holding on to anger is like gripping fire. It burns only the one who refuses to let go. The present moment is the only battlefield where life truly happens. You cannot change yesterday, but you can change the meaning you give to it. Turn your scars into symbols of survival, not shame. Turn your regrets into lessons, not prisons. The man who learns to live fully in the present is free, not because his past was easy, but because he finally stopped carrying it. Lesson 6. Living without purpose or clear goals. A person without purpose drifts like a ship without a compass. Days blend together, effort loses meaning, and even freedom begins to feel like a burden. When you don't know where you're going, every wind feels like resistance, because you have no direction to steer toward. Seneca wrote, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." The Stoics believed that a clear purpose turns ordinary actions into sacred duty. You don't need a grand destiny, you just need a direction. Purpose gives weight to solitude. It transforms quiet hours into moments of building, learning, refining. Without it, silence becomes chaos. With it, silence becomes focus. Each morning, remind yourself of your aim, not as pressure but as guidance. Ask, what deserves my energy today? And then live by that answer. Even a small, steady purpose, to grow wiser, to serve, to master your craft, will pull you forward when comfort tries to hold you back. A Stoic life is not measured by how much you do, but by how intentionally you do it. Purpose turns movement into meaning, and meaning turns solitude into peace. Lesson 7. Refusing to rewrite your mental story. The most dangerous prison is not made of walls, it is made of thoughts. Many people live as prisoners of old stories. I failed once, so I will always fail. I was betrayed, so I cannot trust. I am alone, so I must be unworthy. They do not realize that these are not facts, they are memories dressed as destiny. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The Stoics knew that meaning is the final freedom. You cannot change the past, but you can change the way you interpret it, and that changes everything. Every morning you have two choices: to copy the same old script that keeps you small, or to write a new one built on discipline, virtue, and calm strength. When you begin rewriting that story, you stop being the victim of yesterday and become the author of tomorrow. The truth is simple. Your thoughts shape your world. If you feed them fear, you live in fear. If you feed them courage, you live in clarity. And when solitude becomes the place where you rewrite your inner narrative, it stops being lonely. It becomes sacred. The Stoic path was never about escaping pain. It was about transforming it into wisdom. So take up the pen. Reframe your past, renew your purpose, and remind yourself that your mind, not the world, defines your freedom. Solitude is not a punishment. It is a forge. It strips away the illusions, the noise, and the masks, leaving only the truth of who you are when nothing distracts you. Most people run from that stillness because it exposes their unfinished parts. But the Stoic does the opposite. He enters it willingly, knowing that discomfort is not his enemy. It is his teacher. The 7 truths you've just heard are not rules to follow. They are mirrors to see yourself through. Cravings, laziness, fear, regret, aimlessness, pride, and old mental stories. These are the chains that keep a person ordinary. But when you begin to see them clearly, you begin to break them. And with each chain that falls, you rise closer to the person you were always meant to become. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The Stoic path is not about words, it's about embodiment. It's about showing up every single day with presence, purpose, and peace, even when no one is watching. So, if these words resonated with you, take a breath. And remember, solitude is not your prison, it is your training ground. And in its silence, strength is born. This is Stoic Inspire, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. If this message guided you toward clarity, consider subscribing so you never miss the next reflection. And if you're ready to rise above distraction and live with discipline, comment below. I choose stillness over chaos, because that single choice might be the moment your transformation truly begins.